Hey, what is up YouTube? It's Yamistan here, back again with another video, and today I'll be reviewing the EWEADN S9V2 Ultra. I've been using this mouse for about a week now, and I'm ready to share my thoughts on it. This was sent to me out for review, but they did not have any input at all when it came to making this review. Just a reminder, I have a 19.5 by 10 cm hands and I mainly claw grip while playing. Okay, so let's get started. So first, let's start with the build quality. As with the previous version of this mouse, the S9V2's build quality is really good. There's no creaking or side flexing on my unit. There's no click wobble on my unit as well. Uh, and in your hands, it does feel nice and hefty. I will say I still do prefer the red V1 in terms of the colorway. This one looks like an Iron Man inspired colorway, as with the dongle, as you can see there, with the red and gold accents, which I personally don't prefer because I don't really like the glossy gold. I much prefer the old one, but there are different colorways that you can choose from for this mouse, so you don't really have to get this if it's not your cup of tea. Okay, next, coating and weight. The coating on my unit is with a matte dry coating, which is an improvement compared to the V1, which had a wet rubberized coating. At least for my sweaty hands, I much prefer these types of coating. Very similar to the Faker Viper V3 Pro edition kind of coating. The weight, it's advertised at 61 grams, but on my scale with full PTFE skates, stock skates applied, it's 66 grams, which is a bit disappointing for a mouse in 2026. But it's not unusable by any means, and I do hope they consider making a lighter weight version of this mouse in the future. Okay, next, clicks and side buttons. Okay, so they're using Kale optical switches, which is another upgrade compared to the V1, which used Kale White Sword, I think, if I'm not mistaken. This is my first time encountering Kale opticals ever in a mouse, so they do feel better compared to the Viper V3 Pro or even the FE switches out there. They're not as crispy as Omron opticals though, but they're still light and spammable, and the side buttons are also good, easy to reach and actuate with minimal pre and post travel on my unit. Okay, so let's do a quick sound test on the clicks. And those are the main clicks, side button clicks, scroll click, and scroll wheel. Okay, next, let's talk about the scroll wheel. It feels nice with well-defined steps. It's not also not difficult to scroll with. They're using TTC Golds, which is another upgrade, I think, if I'm not mistaken. The scroll clicks are also nice, and there's no limbo scrolling on my unit as well. Okay, next, the skates. Okay, so out of the box, they come with black Teflon / PTFE skates. I will say these are better compared to the V1s, at least on my unit, because I remember when I first tried the V1 and I tried it on glass pad, it felt really slow. It felt like the UPE type of skates, but this one feels nice. It's easy to glide, like as you can see, the spin test there. Easy to spin, easy to glide. On cloth, I still would prefer using like aftermarket skates like Jade Dots as my personal preference, but on glass pads, this is serviceable. Okay, so next, sensor and performance. Okay, so they're using the 3950 sensor paired with the Nordic 54L15, and performance has been great so far. There's no stuttering or missed inputs on my unit. The mouse is 8K hertz polling ready, and as you can see, you have already the dongle inside the box. But I usually play on 2K hertz, so my testing was in 2K hertz with Berserk mode on, and there was no performance issue at all. Okay, so next, battery life. Okay, so I did mention that I was running 2K hertz with Berserk mode on, and battery life lasts between 4 to 5 days with moderate use. The really great feature and what's very important with this mouse as compared to the V1 and other mice in general is the fast charging. Okay, so I got this unit on Sunday. I unboxed it on Sunday and I decided to charge it at 50%. And after like 10 minutes, it was already at 100. And then I haven't charged this mouse since, which is amazing for this kind of product. So I hope other companies start implementing that fast charging tech, because it's really useful. Like, you don't have to wait a long time just for your mouse to charge again, to be able to use it wirelessly again. Because, playing with the wire is kind of hard, especially if you don't have a bungee available. It's the drag because of the cable. So it's nice to see that mouse can fast charge now. Okay. Next is the shape. Okay, so I have the Viper V3 Pro out because just like with I mentioned before in the S9V1 review, this is still the closest clone to the Viper V3/V4 shape. They didn't really change much on this V2 unit. So if you're still looking for a cheaper Viper V3 Pro or V4 Pro alternative, this is it. This is the best one you can buy. The shape is versatile. You can easily palm and claw grip with no problem. I wouldn't recommend this for like fingertip grip because it is 66 grams on my scale. And that's actually the main difference between these two. Like shape wise, there's not much difference, but the weight, this is like what, like 54 grams with my four corner dot skates. And this is 66 with full PTFE skates. So, that's the only main difference, to be honest. But yeah, overall, this is a safe shape that fits most people. Okay, next, software. Okay, so this is another thing that I want to give EWEADN props for. They really improved their web-based software. This feels very similar to the ATK software, which is serviceable. It's not the best, but it's also not the worst out there. And yeah, I was really impressed with it because, my first review with the S9V1, they didn't have the web-based software yet. I had to download the software from the website. So yeah, it's nice to see they're improving. So good job, EWEADN, on this. Okay, so next, price and value for money. On the website, this is listed at $80 for the V2 Ultra, and there's a pro version of this, which is $70, which uses the 395 sensor. But it's currently on sale on their website. The V2 Ultra is $65 and the Pro is $60. So for the $5 difference, I would choose the Ultra over the Pro because it has newer tech. And that's basically it. For the S9V1 Ultra, which I don't have here, but it's still available for $50. It's also using a 3950, but not the Nordic sensor and doesn't have the fast charging. I will say I think that's worth the $15 difference because of the fast charging alone. So yeah, out of the box, you do get a USB-C cable that's braided, an 8K dongle with RGB, as you can see, some grip tape, and according to Eden, they do provide extra PTFE skates, but it wasn't present in my unboxing. Okay. Next, conclusion time. So is the S9V2 worth it compared to the version 1 of it? I think so. The improvements in the coating, the battery charging speed, makes up for the weight difference because that one was like around like 64 grams. This is 66, so not much difference there. And improved performance makes the V2 Ultra better buy compared to that mouse. But if you're on a budget and you want to just buy like anything $50 and below, I guess you could also use that and be happy with that. The Viper V3 Pro is still above $100, so if you can't afford and you want the similar shape of it, like one is the one shape, then the S9V2 is the way. I understand gaming should be for everyone, and you don't have to force yourself to get the latest and greatest all the time. I personally probably will be sticking with my Viper V3 Pro, but that mainly has to do with the design of this. Like I love the figure design of this and the weight. Plus, I can actually, I was able to afford it. But Chinese mice exist to level the consumer experience, and I can't wait for the hit system to be implemented in other mice soon because I will say the Super Stack is still very expensive for my taste. So yeah. So hope this review was helpful. There's an affiliate link down below if you want to check the mouse out and support the channel so that I can review more mice. And as you can see, there's a keyboard here that you haven't seen because I usually have the Drunk Deer G65 there, but now I'm also testing a EWEADN keyboard, and this one really blew my mind. So I can't wait for this review. Probably be out by 2 weeks from now, and yeah, and then I have skate reviews and Gasspad summary reviews. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.